I'm Sharath Prasad. I was part of the business management program graduating in 2000. From the time I graduated from XLRI, I've had this opportunity of getting into technology. I've seen technology sales really change the way our lives are run. To give you an example on that, I was there when phones started becoming smarter. 2G became 3G, and then I was there at the cusp of when cars became smarter. Smartphone, it became like a smartphone on wheels. And then right now I'm in a space where factories are becoming smarter. So all along this journey, I've been working with IoT, with digital technologies, and always in a role where, how do you make the most out of what technology is progressing and how can it transform lives of people. And in this journey, I started working in India. A lot of travel to the Eastern Asian countries, Japan, China, Taiwan being focus. And from there, I actually relocated to the United Kingdom, spent a few years there, and I've been living in the US for about 17 years now. So it's given a different cultural perspective. It's given a perspective on how each of these different geographies have adopted technology to drive the transformation that is going on across different sectors. Last 20, 30 years, there has been a lot of change, right? When phones in 3G came, data became a big deal. And that underlying theme of data has actually continued over these last 20, 25 years. And the same principle of data and leveraging insights out of data has remained. I think it's only going to expand further with this, with AI coming in, both from a generative AI, where you're primarily using it to summarize things, but as you go forward, the agentic AI, which will start, which will completely create a new landscape for us to write a new future. So I think everybody at this point in time is at that cusp and has actually got a lot of opportunity to unlock different doors, which has not been imagined. So in order to do that, actually, important things like, creativity. Every one of us need to bring our creativity right to the forefront in order to define the new future. Today, factories have a plethora of different systems and a lot of data. How do you really extract some sort of a meaningful insight? How can you drive action? How can you drive improvement? Which means, how can you do more with whatever you already have? So all of that requires a deeper understanding of a functional area. AI is going to help you. AI is going to be an augment, but then you need to understand one functional area. So if you pick manufacturing, you need to know a little more on the process there. You need to, if you're in banking or financial services, you need to know a little more there in terms of policies, regulations, even ethics, things like that. So there are some functional depth that is that market is going to demand from all of us. So I think that's one foundational element. Second is, how do you go to market is another important element, right? The sales part of it. You need to start crafting business models slightly differently, more outcome-based. Those have been there in the market, but then AI is going to bring in a little more of a flavor, a nuance. One needs to understand that. So understanding domain, understanding business models, and what is going to drive value for customers, I think that's the next element. And the third, I already told a little about collaboration. In this case, the collaboration is going to be outside of your organization, an ecosystem. So you need to learn to harness the power of an ecosystem. And these three elements put together is really what is going to both offset the threat of AI not giving entry-level jobs, but more importantly, it will set you as a differentiator. The one thing that I feel was lacking in me as a person was simplicity. The ability to cut down chaos, the ability to cut down on different signals, sometimes conflicting signals, and to come to a simple problem statement, find a way to deal with that. I think simplicity is something that B schools are not equipping their students enough. Definitely, that's one thing. And the second thing that is a critical success factor is the ability to critically analyze different options or different pathways and pick one. There may be mistakes, definitely there will be mistakes along the way, but the ability to make a decision and proceed on a path It's not about haste, but it's really about taking a calculated call and then walking down a path on an execution path, right? I think those are two important elements that will define or drive whether you succeed or not. The ability to simplify. It's very easy for us, especially in technology. We are driven by a lot of new jargon that comes. We are also, constantly bombarded with technology changes that are happening. So therefore, it becomes, we fall for jargon, we fall for our own, sales pitches. So I think one thing that we need to focus and think about is driving simplicity in what we do. In fact, that really, over a period of time for me, it has also helped simplify my own life. There is a certain balance that is there that you need to bring in life. It's not all about career progress and titles or getting other things. Of course, money is extremely important, and believe me, that will happen in any case. But the important thing is, how do you create a balance in what you do, within your home, with your near ones, and also how you would handle all of the complexity that is there in your workplaces.